One shot, let's begin. Dr. Toguro Dokuro no Saigo. The End of Dr. Toguro Dokuro by Urasao Naoki, translated and uploaded by LOF Scans and Melkor 2022. Alright, it's November. That's, yeah, it is. At least that's time recording this. We read, we react, and, well, we relive. This, pretty scary looking, but it doesn't have a horror, so I'm gonna assume there's no horror. To begin. His shocking first appearance was about 40 years ago. Oh, maybe I need to. His shocking first appearance was about 40 years ago. At the time, Taro Narasawa, widely known as a fashion model, starred in his first television drama as the lead. Fourth Dimension Detective, Gatsby. The success of the first episode results in a viewership exceeding 15%. However, by the time the first episode had finished airing, Narusawa was no longer the main star. Grr, you finally appeared! The fourth dimension detective Gatsby did battle against the evil head of an evil organization. The name of that person was Dr. Toguro Dokuro, a villain who pushed moral boundaries to the limit and wants to devour the hero. The viewers of the show were mostly children. So, the moment the leader of the evil organization appeared, from where should I start eating, I wonder? Ha ha ha! The children were terrified in the extreme, causing them to cry and scream. I'm scared! Wah! PTA groups banded together in protest, flooding the broadcasting station with telephonic complaints calling for the show to end. Stop cursing Dr. Toguro Dokuro. Stop making all the children cry. Toguro Dokuro was an idiot. After a meager 3 episodes, Dr. Dokuro's further appearance at the broadcast was terminated. To make matters worse, the ratings for Fourth Dimension Detective Gatsby took a dive and continued to drop. This time, the phone rang incessantly, demanding Dr. Togoro's return. My child cries at night because he wants to see Dr. Toguro Dokuro. Critic Kenkichi Takakura on the show Sunday Critique gave his own personal opinion of the phenomenon of Dr. Dokuro. Sunday Critique. Yes, it's truly sad, isn't it, when children are driven to tears watching TV. However, how does this violate the broadcasting code of ethics for nighttime shows, huh? As things stand, I believe mothers of the PTA cry when they watch soap operas, so how is the situation any different from theirs? 3 months later, Dr. Toguro Dokuro made a comeback. From where should I start eating, I wonder? For the first time in 3 months, children around the country began to cry and scream again. And no sooner than that was the case, the rating for Fourth Dimension Detective Gatsby began to rapidly rise. Notwithstanding reports of Taro Narasawa's extramarital affairs, the ratings for the show hit a record of 35% by the end of the show's broadcast. Translator's note: the newspaper says Fourth Dimension Detective's extramarital affairs. With a new look and a new main character, and Hirohiko Hara's Fifth Dimension Detective run began to air. Gah. In addition to a new main character, a new controversial villainous character was introduced called the Great King. However, this villain was completely negatively received by the audience. Audience ratings slumped severely, and rumors began to circulate that the show would be canceled after the 8th episode. However, during the 8th episode, who do we have here? From where should I start eating, I wonder? To everyone's surprise, the villain from the previous series, Dr. Toguro Dokuro, made an appearance, and ratings made a V-shaped recovery. However, the third iteration of the show, called Sixth Dimension Detective Supremo, also from low audience ratings due to another unpopular new villain. From where should I start eating, I wonder? But by the 6th airing of the episode, Dr. Toguro Dokuro appeared as the main villain. From then on, up until the present, spanning a period of 40 years, who are you? The main villain of X Dimension Detective series has been, from where should I start eating, I wonder? The responsibility of Dr. Toguro Dokuro. However, by then, The age of TV programming and its influence on society was drawing to an end. The development of SNS diversified the daily lives of people. Traditional news networks became obsolete in favor of streaming information network. Translators note SNS, social networking services, aka social media. X Dimension Detective Series has finally been canceled. Will Dr. Toguro Dokuro finally die this time? Dr. Toguro Dokuro die? Is this news accurate? From where should I start eating, I wonder? Everything will end. What kind of resolve do you have? The end of Dr. Toguro Dokuro. Oh man, there's still a lot in here, right? Oh, what page am I at? I'm in page 8. Okay, still got a lot more. No, that's why. At this stage, no one in the general public has the slightest interest in what will become of Dr. Toguro Dokuro. Wait a minute, your hand is in the way. Don't you agree, Kashiro-chan? People have lost interest, and because of that, the show is being terminated. I watched the show. I want to see the last moment of Toguro Dokuro, the man that caused my heart such dread as a child. Unbelievable! Kashiro-chan also cried when watching Toguro Dokuro. I did cry. It was traumatic. But that issue's ancient history, isn't it? My bad for being ancient history. All I'm saying is that the kids these days don't cry no matter what you do. That's right, isn't it? Special effects as well as CGI are immensely well done, and yet they are nonchalant about that too. Ugh. Ah! Good morning. Excuse us. We're from the studio next door, filming the end of the year historical drama Musashi Byo Benkai. Chujo-san, thank you for your hard work. Chu-san, don't scare me like that. As one would expect of a top actor, one's death scene should be performed as flashy as possible. Don't you agree? I also want Toguro Dokuro to get that kind of proper send-off. I hope you're joking. That would be a pain in the neck. He should be finished off as quickly as possible. Any idea what the script for the final episode will be like? Basically, I've been allowed to perform the end how I want, and strangely, they said that there should be a surprise or the like at the end that would suit the character. Oh well, it's nothing worth worrying about. I've also been playing the same role for 40 years. Personally, I was getting bored of it. Well, then again, with my persona, it was impossible for me to play the handsome man of a leading role. Nonetheless, I've wanted to play various supporting roles and the likes such as the sombre police detective or an enemy military commander. Unfortunately, for 40 years, I've held that desire but failed to make the transition. From where should I start eating? I wonder. Yeah, that's how it went. Is it true that the line that was decided upon more than 40 years ago, just before the first recorded the series? Yeah. Wait, from where should I start eating, I wonder? Yeah, that's how it went. Is it true that the line was decided upon more? Okay. Okay, great. Yeah. In those days, I was an actor that was truly struggling to survive. Producer Takayama-san took a big chance for giving me this role. The day before filming was to begin, he invited me to a meal. Now that I think back on it, it wasn't much of a Western-style cooking shop. However, he said I could order whatever I liked. It was my first time eating that sort of meal, so I couldn't help but exclaim, Toguro-san, the set preparations are complete. Best regards out there. All right, put on. Let's quickly get this over with. Kashiro-chan, I've been responsible for you for 7 years. Transfer note. He's saying he's been taking care of her like a manager, strictly work-related. Yes, I've been doing this makeup for 40 years. Kashiro-chan has been number one when it comes to making it the scariest. Thank you sincerely. It was a privilege to do it. I've learned a lot from you. Well then, Takuro-san will now come onto set. Takuro-san will now come onto the set. Um, everyone, I am Rujiro Yuki-san. Dr. Toguro Dokuro will now perform. Aww. Will now perform. Clap, clap, clap. Let's see. Good day, everyone. Dr. Toguro Dokuro now occupied the kindergarten graduation ceremony. Everyone, we will now be taking all hostages for the purpose of shooting a scene. Oh, mother, yeah, really cool. Start. Ready. All of you are now my hostages. In exchange for all of your life force, this world will become just as I had envisioned it. Yeah! Damn you, Dr. Toguro Dokoro. It's Justin, the 84th Dimension Detective. If you shoot your justice arrow, then this child will be hit. Ah! Her. Huh? Graduation certificate for Dr. Takaro Dono. Translator note: a super form of addressing someone in ancient times. You had to own land or rule over land to receive such a title. Oh, I think you have, for the long period of 40 years, supported a number of Dimension Detective series as the main villain, and have bestowed a lot of dread on the children of the entire country. So, as a representative of all the children in the entire country, I would like to convey our feelings of gratitude to you here and congratulate Dr. Dokuro on his graduation. Stop it! What is this farce? Yoda! Is producer Yoda here? Yes? I, did you really believe that I would be delighted with this sort of thing? Well, did you really think I would be deeply touched by the tears of child actors who could cry at will? For 40 years, I have drained the actual tears of children. Do you think I'd be moved by these fake tears? What kind of graduation is this? Don't screw with me. Oi, 84th Dimension Detective Justine. Yes? Shoot me. Shoot me with that justice arrow. No, but that's not in the script. It doesn't matter. For the conclusion, I was told I had the freedom to decide. Yama-chan is fine to keep recording. Okay. Are you sure? The arrows will be added later using CGI. Now shoot! Is that what the justice arrow is like? Shoot like you mean it. Yes. Alright, art team. Yes. Not too long ago, the studio next door had a Benki that was shot all over with arrows. Fetch those arrows. Alright. Children, watch carefully. And remember this, okay? This is Dr. Toguro Dokoro's final moment. The great me has pretended that I am reborn in different ways during the course of the series. However, that sort of thing is all behind the scenes grown up stuff. But because of that up till now, I was able to eat these last 40 years. That sort of thing about dying resurrecting is a complete lie. Now listen carefully. To die is to lose your life force and never be resurrected. The best one can do is to live with all their might. The great me is always watching. If you follow an irresponsible way of life, you will find that I will appear before you at any time. From where should I start eating? I wonder. Farewell. What a way to say farewell. In the end, you inadvertently end up saying something like you would be resurrected again. Up until the last moment of his last moment, he's still traumatizing children. Most of the last episode of the 84th Dimension Detective Justice series had to be reshot due to compliance issues and ended up being broadcast without incident. Only these words from his speech were streamed together with the end credits roll. To die? To die is to lose your life force and never be resurrected. The best one can do is live with all their might. Because of the abrupt nature of these words that were streamed without any context, their real significance cannot be understood. And then, with the closing credits, the words so familiar to the series also appeared. From where should I start eating, I wonder? Oh, brought to you by Loft Scans. Because being bad just feels so good. Translated Millsoft, Laster Radville, Laster Radville, Laster Radville, MLS off. Uh, Donate here, Discord there, and they're recruiting. This is their Discord. I should probably be focusing more on this. Cause man, I don't. That one got me. I don't know. It's been a long time since like one of these series has like made me cry or like made me like tear up or made me do like any of that stuff. It's I'm kind of shocked that like this one got it to. I wasn't expecting that when I clicked on this one, you know. Mm. Don't worry, it's water. I just didn't want to wash a dish, to be honest. I don't know. I think there's something oddly cool about this. Like a character just goes on and keeps persevering for generations. And 40 years is a long time. And you know, he did want to play other things and do whatever, but you know, like this was his. I could see how it's a little bittersweet, right? Oh, did I skip a page? I probably did, yeah. From where should I start eating? I wonder. Ken Chan, I will take that. Let's agree that sugar will have a habit of saying that. I was so hungry, I felt like shot from the bottom of my heart. You craft them out of your heart, huh? And those are the same words that make children scream and cry. I've not missed a meal in 40 years. Aw, from where should I start eating? I wonder. That's cute. Even if I miss that without, I think it's cool. There's still sentimental value in all of this stuff. Um, and I don't know. I think I think this was a nice surprise. You know, like just to say whatever. Where here's like, okay, graduation for free, Doctor Dokuro don't know. You know, we have bestowed a lot of tread for the children of the country. As represented the children, congrats Doctor Dokoro's graduation. I like this in some sense because you know this got me here where it's like oh my gosh he meant so much to them that they're gonna kind of give him a proper send off that he wasn't expecting to the actor himself but to everything that was like wonderful. I was like oh no. um and this one though like I kind of appreciate this in a longer sense too where he's like, congratulations, like you know, I'm like, could be our joint feelings to here. Congratulate you, and he's like, stop it. What is this farce here? He's like, the producer. Do you really be live with this sort of thing? And then the idea of like, by the tears of children who cry at will. I like he's like, I made kids cry for 40 years. I can tell what fake cries are. And he's like, hey, go ahead and kill me. I'm supposed to die in this here. And then boom, boom. Children, watch carefully. Remember this. These are my final moments here. How are the sort of things all behind the scenes grown up stuff? Because of that, now I was able to eat these last 40 years. It's a complete now. Listen carefully. And I like this. To die is to lose your life or to never be resurrected. The best one can do is to live with all their might. The great me is always watching. If you follow me on a irresponsible way of life, you will find that I will appear before you at any time. And I like that because this is like he's like still giving him a lesson. He's like, yeah, if you're like a jerk, he's still trying to teach. I'm gonna go and make sure that you are responsible. He's like, where should I start eating? I wonder, and making them cry one last time. I love it. It's a good way to go out there. He goes farewell here. Oh. And I get like in this thing here had to be reshot due to compliance edition that being broadcast without incident. Only his words for the final speech were streamed together with the end credit rolls. I think this was maybe this is just kind of me and my complex feelings towards like One Piece. I know that's a really random thing to bring up, but I think you know if you've been watching, you kind of get it. Cause it's like, dang, this character has 40 years of screen time, going and helping or maybe terrorizing kids, but like you know, being a part of their lives and this, that, and the other, and that's a long time. And then kind of see it come to an end. You know, the 84th person, this or the other. I there we go. Sorry. I think of One Piece, and it's like okay, the series, and we'll say like even Luffy,
Um, I've been following it for at least 25 plus years, right? I think it's plus at this point. Or at least around that time, 22, 23, something like that. I didn't reach from the beginning of the series, but when they came into my country, and it's like, okay, if that's gonna happen the last month, I know I'm gonna be crying. I know I'm gonna like take the day off of work, maybe the next day, and then I'm gonna contemplate my life. I'm gonna be like, well, what's next, right? I don't know, and we'll see. And I think another example of this too could be like, just Pokemon, right? Ash, when I was little, I saw him start his journey. I had VHSs of all those early things. And then, I didn't keep up with the series, but even when he finally became Pokemon World Champion, I was like, oh, that was like a beautiful moment to see. I know it's technically he was not a Pokemaster, but Pokemon World Champ, good enough. It's like, oh, he finally made it. He got pretty far into it. And I just, yeah, I was crying when that happened too. And I think this is part of why it hit me in its own way. And to just kind of imagine the actor from this here as well, um, it's like, oh, okay, interesting. So, like, how's he gonna feel with all of this? And I think I kind of like wrongly assumed that he would be, a little more upset. Or maybe that was just my voice breaking too. Whereas, like, okay, damn you here, then wha ha ha ha, then this. Yeah, I don't know. This is a charming character in its own sense. From where should I start eating, I wonder. It's fun, it's emotional, it's adorable. And I could also see why in the end, it was kind of ending like this. To die is to lose your life, or to never be resurrected. That's what we could do is live out their life with all their might. And from where should I start eating? I wonder. I, like that's adorable. I love it, and even without the context originally of the quote from like where he's like blessed with food, right? Where he's like, from where should I start eating? I wonder here. Like, oh, that's good. It's everything he's going here. He hasn't missed a meal, right? You cried for the bottom of your heart, and the idea is, this it was his job, and made sure he was able to eat for the next 40 years, not miss a meal, and do his best. And then, it's also the concept. Hey, he's gonna eat the children here, and it's just a nice send off to end with his catchphrase. And I don't know if it's gonna be like and I am Luffy, and I am the man who was king of the pirates, or I am Luffy, and I became king of the pirates, or something like that, or it's like my name is Luffy, and I am a fraud, and Buggy is the one true pirate king, and this was actually his series. I'm sorry for taking him so much screen time. Oh, I love this. It's great. It's wonderful. It oddly hit me in the right spots, and I am grateful for this character as well. The art, I kind of got lost in this too, like in the story of it, and it's like, oh, he's great, he's adorable. Well, not adorable, adorable, but it's like it's a well designed, memorable character, and it's such a cool name, right? It's like Doctor Toguro Dokuro. I don't know what it is, but I didn't get annoyed at ever saying like the full name. If they said Doctor Toguro, Doctor Dokuro, or Toguro or Dokuro, it doesn't roll off the tongue as much as Tokoro Dokuro. It's like, okay, that is so much fun. Yeah, I enjoy this one. It was great, and thank you all for watching. So, with all that being said, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for being born, y'all. Peace out.